Hi, this is Mary Baca with Remotely Unique, and I'm here to interview Aurora McDaniel. We're doing an equine-assisted therapy and coaching or other service series leading up to an event called Rescued Hearts Documentary Film Screening. It'll be here on March 6th, 2026. The event lasts from 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock. That includes Q&A with the filmmakers, which we're so excited about that. I first learned of the documentary. I went to Sedona in June of 2025, and I watched the documentary, and I was so inspired by it that I came back and inspired by the filmmakers and just the whole ambiance of the film that I came back and just knew I had to bring them here. Like I really needed to do that. For Albuquerque too. Albuquerque gets such a bum rap about all kinds of negativity that I thought it would just be a great opportunity for the city to get some recognition for something positive. So we'll be doing that film screening. Join us. We're going to have a silent auction that's got some really nice goodies in it, some nice art and different items. But I'm here with Aurora McDaniel in my studio today. Aurora has graciously agreed to be interviewed on. She's been the receiver of Equine-Assisted Coaching by myself. And I think I just thought it was really important to get her to come in and talk about her experience, because I think that's something a lot of times people wonder about when they think about getting equine-assisted therapy or coaching or any kind of service, really, attending a retreat, is what is it going to be like, right? So Aurora's going to share her experience. We're going to talk about that. But my first question to you would be, did you know anything about equine-assisted therapy before?
Knew absolutely nothing.
You hadn't heard anything about it?
Nada. I was a rookie. I was a complete newbie. You just mentioned it, and I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever.
I know. Well, you're so open, and willing to do whatever.
Why not?
Yeah, and so you didn't even think anything of it? You just thought, do you have an affinity for horses? Or tell us about that.
No, it's my husband. Les and I were married for 39 years. He passed away in January of last year, and he was the horseman. He was the one that was raised on a farm with his uncle, and instead of getting a new bike, he'd get a new horse every summer.
Boy, I wish I was that. I wish I was him.
So
that would be great.
He loved horses.
Yeah.
He loved me. I was like, my only experience was one time when we lived in Miami. He was like, let's go to a dude ranch. And I'm like, okay, whatever. We did, and that's about it.
What do you remember about that experience?
The dude ranch?
Yeah.
It was fun. It was just, I guess I underestimated how much I enjoyed being in nature.
Yes.
It was at the Grand Tetons, and it was just magical. It was just so
Well, that's
nice.
the thing about equine-assisted therapy is you're in nature.
Yeah.
I mean, so how can you not feel good? Just that alone,
Absolutely.
One of the things that's interesting that I want to share is that Les, Aurora's husband, her late husband, he and I were friends. He was my boss for when I, many years ago, like 20 years ago, probably, worked with the Postal Service Employee Assistance Program. And Les was my boss on the Postal Service side. And so I had heard Aurora's name, plus you worked for the post office for many years, retired from the post office. She was high up on the echelon, we used to say, in the ivory tower, right? Like all the administrators.
Administrative, finance.
And so, then I met her, unfortunately, when Les passed away. We connected really for the first time directly. And then, just things kind of rolled out from there
It's just so odd how everything has happened.
Yeah.
We don't plan anything.
No.
Everything just happens, out of fate. And,
Yes.
before he passed, he said, I want you to contact this friend on Facebook, and I want you to call Mary Baca. No one else. Just call Mary Baca. And when he passed, I called Mary Baca.
Yeah.
And then it's led to this.
I know. And now we have like our own relationship, which I think is such a blessing. You've been such a blessing. And you hear this from different people, but you're just this bright light, You really are. And what a thing to be in this world,
People tell me, I'm like,
I mean, that's
okay,
amazing,
that's
right?
so nice. It's so kind of people to tell
For
me.
people to describe you like that, that's that's a beautiful thing.
It is.
You know?
That is.
But yeah, that's what kind of connected us is Les's passing. And I know when I got the phone call, it was 9 o'clock in the evening, and it was Aurora calling me, and I didn't answer the phone. I was with a friend too, and coming out of a grocery store, but I didn't answer it because I thought, oh, that's not good. That can't be a good thing. So I waited until the next morning to give her a call back, and she let me know that he had passed. And then we found out that we have like a lot in common in terms of some of the holistic stuff that I'm into, and that, you know, she's into yoga and different things. And so, yeah, it's been great that we got connected. Not in that way, but still
Fate. It's just
fate.
fate.
Yeah.
You know, and
Yeah.
you just
Well,
get-
he knew. He probably knew, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's just been a blessing in my. You've been a blessing in my life.
Thank
I'm very
you.
grateful for you.
Thank you. Yes.
Grieving when you've been married for 39 years, it's
Yes.
quite a loss.
Yes.
And
How has that impacted you? Share what you want to share.
it's, for me, I've never experienced, I mean, I've experienced the loss of my parents, but to lose a husband,
different.
it hits the heart twice as hard.
Yes.
And it's a direct hit, and I didn't have a manual, I didn't have
Yes.
anything. I had my family. I was so grateful and blessed to have my family and my friends to support me. But it was just me stumbling around, trying to find my way. And, you know, my personality, I'm an A-type personality. In my family, I'm Latina, and our motto was no digas nada. Translated means just don't say nothing, just suck it up. And, you know, you add that on top of working for the post office, which can,
Yes.
it's a very male-dominated environment, and, you know, you never let them see you sweat, you never let them see you cry.
And very hardworking. I mean, they demand a lot of their people.
Yeah, and I was blessed to retire after 38 years, but it was a tough environment, and so I had these walls. I had these walls, and it took a lot to bring those walls down.
Yeah.
And you would talk to me, and I'd be like, yeah, whatever.
You really did. We joke about that now. But she would like look past me, you know,
like, oh,
and would
sure,
not
whatever.
respond to anything till she met Jack. And we're going to talk about Jack in a second.
I wasn't.
Jack was like the game changer. But anything I did in my counseling office up until that point was just not moving things. Not as much, you know, I'm not saying like at all, but certainly not like after your experience with
was
Jack.
I was a tough cookie to crack. I was a tough nut to crack, and that was because of the environment I was in, and it took a lot for
Yes.
me to expose myself and be vulnerable. It took a lot. Because I would
Yes.
see you talking to me, and I'm like, oh, well, yeah, sure.
Yeah, you were always very polite. But, you know, I'd have to call you back and be like, did you hear what I said? Yeah, I heard what you said. And that was kind of it, you know. Yes, I did. I'm like,
I'm
okay.
like, oh, damn, she's got my number. Didn't take you long.
Didn't take me long. Tell the audience what it was like. Did you do anything on your end to prepare for the
I did
equine session?
nothing. I
You didn't think about it? You
No.
just went to it raw?
You said, you know, I'd like you to try equine therapy. I'm like, okay. The only thing I did to prepare was wear some jeans and some boots. That's it.
Yeah.
I didn't research it. I just wanted to come in open. You know, I didn't.
Is that like you, or do you usually research things?
I usually research
Yeah,
things.
that's kind of how I know you to be.
I'm usually very prepared, and you know, but I think I've just been emotionally exhausted going through this journey,
Yes,
this
yes.
grief and mourning for the past year, and I just didn't have the energy. I was like, okay, I'm gonna wear some boots, I'm gonna wear some jeans and a hat.
Yeah, be prepared.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
be prepared. That's all prepared.
And other than
That's all I
that,
did.
I'm just going to be open to the experience. Yeah. So, kind of walk everyone through. You got there, got to the ranch, June Stanley's ranch with her amazing herd, and just kind of tell everybody what kind of went on in your recollection from just those initial steps, literally.
When I got there, I was just, I guess, stunned by the beauty and the serenity and the tranquil. I'm like, there's all these horses. what are all these horses doing? They were just
Yes.
all surrounding me. And
Yes.
but it was so peaceful and
Yes.
so calming that just, I just went, like that.
I remember
could feel
that.
myself sighing. And I remember Jean was talking, and I don't know what she said, and in the middle of her conversation, I just like vomited these tears. I could not hold them in, and it just came up.
Yeah, because
All
that
these
was another
emotions.
thing. Up until that point, I hadn't seen you cry.
No.
You know,
It just, I said, I'm sorry, bud. And just all these emotions started to come up. There was one horse, my horse, I call him my horse because he's my horse. My horse is Jack. He came over to me, and he had his big head. I was sitting in a chair, and he has his big head over me, and I'm looking at him. And it's like his eyes touched my soul. And I know it's weird, but I looked in his eye, and I thought I could see like a wavy image of Les.
I remember you saying that. You said, I can see Les in his eye.
I see Les in Jack's eye.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't understand how that's happening. And Jack would not leave me alone.
No, he wouldn't. He was very attentive to you.
Of all the horses,
Yes.
he came, and he just stood over me and would not, he tried to eat my hat, tried to take my pants off. I was like, that's Les, and he was just hovering over me. And it was just the oddest thing when I looked in his eye. And I said, oh my God, Les is there. He's in there. And I said, did you hear me say that?
Yeah, I do. I did hear you say that. You said, why is Les in there? Why am I seeing him? Because you're in the moment, right, experiencing all of that. Why am I seeing Les in his eye? And I didn't even try to answer because you were going through your process, and I just allowed you just to let things unravel.
And I just unraveled.
Yes.
I just unraveled and cried and cried. I cried so much. There was this one dog. His name's Waylon.
Yes.
He came over. I
He
didn't know
did.
him from anyone. He just came over and sat with me.
Well, he looked at you first. Do you remember that? He
Yes.
looked up at you, and then he
Yes.
turned around and he sat right there like he was
sat right there.
protecting you or guarding you or comforting you.
Oh, baby, thank you.
He was so sweet.
But I don't know how long I cried for.
Yeah.
I don't know how. But once I did that, I was like, what was that? What happened? What just happened? What just happened? But I felt like a burden had been lifted, like all this weight had been lifted. I guess all these emotions I had kept inside had just been lifted,
And it was beautiful, too, because Jack also knew when it was done. It's amazing to watch horses, and sometimes they're always given the choice to interact or be present in the way that they want to be in equine-assisted services. But he wasn't forced to participate. He did it all on his own. He intuitively, I believe, knew what you were going through and what you needed, and it was exactly what you needed.
How did that? Jack was a boarder.
Yeah,
He
right.
He didn't belong
No.
to June. He was a boarder.
And right after that,
Right after
he was
that, he
returned
went
to
back
his
to his
owners.
owners.
Yeah. Yes.
And I'm
Like the week after that. It was soon after.
so of all the horses, he came over and just touched my soul.
Yes.
Just,
Would you say it was life-changing?
oh yeah.
In
Absolutely.
what ways? I know it's been life-changing because you listen to me now.
That's probably the most important
You actually,
thing.
acknowledge
It's like
when I say something.
I'm actually listening to what you say, and I was like, okay, listen, because she knows what she's talking about now. But it's opened me up
Yes.
to new experiences.
Yes. Kind of cracked you open like an egg
It cracked me
emotionally.
open like yeah,
Yeah.
did. It did.
You let a lot out that day in that moment. I mean, I don't know how long. The whole session was an hour and a half, so I don't know how many minutes you spent in that emotional space,
Yeah.
But it was incredible to watch you just go through your process, you and Jack. And nobody interfered. We sat there. June's role was to hold space by, watching the horses, making sure that everybody's safe. My role is to watch the human, and guide things, but I didn't even have to guide anything. I just kind of let go of the reins, no pun intended, and let you go and wherever you needed to go emotionally. And it was beautiful. It was powerful.
It was
for you, I could tell.
It was such an intimate
Yes.
moment for me to expose myself and be vulnerable to you and to June, who I've never met before.
Right.
But, all that, I guess it was like a little tsunami, a hurricane stirring inside, and it just came up.
Yeah.
And
Was that physical sensation too? Did you
Yes.
get physical sensations?
Yes,
Yeah.
Yeah. It was very physical. It was just sobbing. I can't remember sobbing that much and crying, uncontrollable crying.
Yes.
I didn't realize all that was inside of me.
Yes.
And once that happened, I was just, God, why am I so tired?
Yeah.
But I felt lighter. I said, oh, I feel so light.
Yeah.
I just felt so much lighter.
It was like a much needed release.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, did people tell you were a bright light before that? Or do you think you have opened up and expanded and all this healing work that you've been doing, maybe?
They really haven't said it. Now that I've had my equine therapy, they have said that. Yeah. So they were like, you're such a bright light, I want to sit next to you. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
And they're just like, there's just a vibrancy about you. And I'm like, all right.
That and the work after, because that just really opened a big door.
Yeah.
Also, right?
I can see myself. When Les passed, I was asking my sister, will I ever be happy again?
Yes.
And my sister, she goes, you're going to be okay. You're going to be okay. And after this happened with Jack, I could feel being joyful again.
Yes.
And I didn't think I would be joyful.
Yeah.
And that's been a blessing.
You certainly are joyful, which is beautiful to see, because not only for yourself, but, it sounds like you're touching a lot of people with that joy, and that helps other people believe that, okay, they can get up to a point of joyfulness themselves.
Well, I want people to know that if I can help others through my experience, my experience is, the loss of a spouse. It's full of happy memories and precious memories, and I miss him every day, and I love him. I will never forget him. But my life, I can feel myself transforming.
Yes.
I can see myself transforming and being happy and adjusting to being single.
What are some things you've done in your transformation?
Well, one thing is I work out a lot, and I've gone from a size 12 to a size 2. And so I'm putting on my clothes, and I'm like, oh my God, these don't fit.
Holy smokes, yeah.
And then the other thing I've done is I love to travel. I love to travel. So my sister and I went to Rome. We went to Italy. We went to Rome, and then we went to the south to Capri, and then we went north to Tuscany. And so I'm in this little chapel, and Rose is out there talking to people, my sister, and I just go in this church, and I hear this chant music just echoing in the church, and I'm like, where is everybody? Where's everybody? And nobody's there. I'm the only one there. And I'm just sitting there listening to the music, and I'm like, in the Tuscany hills, it's so tranquil. And, I could hear a voice saying, okay, it's time for you to come home now. To me, it was like God telling me, I'm a Catholic, and God telling me, it's time for you to come home. It's time for you to come back to church. So I have rediscovered my faith.
That's beautiful.
So I was like, and that opened me up, because before Jack and my experience, I was closed off to everything.
Yes.
But now I'm like, oh my God, I've discovered my faith, and I go to Mass, every weekend, and I do my adoration, and I just It's just opened me up to a new chapter in my life.
So much healing happened that day.
Yes.
And then it just helped you be open after that to really, work on the things that you deserve to work on, so you can just continue to be happier and happier and happier. You're like a rose, just blossoming and blossoming. And I don't know that that would have happened. I mean, we don't know, right? We have nothing to compare it to, but I don't know that that would have happened had you not had that session with Jack.
It would have taken forever.
Or it might have taken forever,
It would
yeah.
have taken a long time.
I pulled everything out of my toolbox.
I know. I was like, oh my God, she's so persistent.
She's so persistent.
When is she going to give up on me? But, God bless you, you didn't give up on me. You just get in your toolbox and you went, well, what about equine therapy? I'm like, whatever. And it changed my life.
Yeah, it really did.
And if my story can help other people, then I've done some good.
Yes, to help other people to see, wow, even the crying, because some people don't like to cry, but crying is such a great release, and it's even better if you can have a safe space to do it in, so that, because sometimes crying when you're not used to it can feel like you're falling off the edge. Okay, but you know that there are people there to hold space for you. And, I mean, how was that experience for you to cry?
To cry is to be vulnerable.
Right.
And I don't like to be vulnerable. But I knew I needed to heal. I needed to grieve. I needed to mourn. And I didn't want there to be any blockage.
Right.
And I didn't want it to be stuck here and me end up with an ulcer or something like that,
Yeah.
And that's why I thought to myself, this is, I have to get this out or I'm going to explode.
So once it started coming, you consciously made the decision to just let it and not to stop it or stifle it.
And now I'm doing breathing meditation, and it's just opened me up to other
and not crying, because you were doing breathing meditation before, but you would cry grieving, and now you don't cry during, right? Like it's like you reached a really good plateau with the grieving. Would you say, or where are you at in your grief work?
I would say I'm on my journey, and I'm finding my peace, and I'm making my peace with my loss, and just wanting to pay it forward to people who've helped me. Just to be kind and to realize, my story isn't any different than a lot of people who are suffering.
Yes.
And it's all I know is this is my story. This is what happened to me, and I'm just sharing the truth from my heart. And I never thought that I could be around horses and this equine therapy could help me as much as it did.
Yes.
But it did. It saved me. And it healed me.
Yes.
And it put me on the right path. I could still be on the path of keeping everything in, and you'd be pulling your hair out. but it accelerated my healing. And I'll never forget.
It accelerated your healing. It certainly did.
I'll never forget my Jack. I took a picture of Jack and his big head over my face, and I took a picture of his eye because I always.
And they'll see that the producer's going to integrate that into the final cut. Yeah, and so they'll see that. Yeah. They'll see a picture of Waylon and you and Waylon. They'll see that.
It was just. It's an experience I'll never forget.
Yeah.
I will never forget it. I'll be forever grateful.
Well, horses, they make that imprint, that impression on you. I mean, oh my gosh, they're so powerful in that way.
I never realized that.
Yeah.
I just thought they were like farm animals, and I've never been on a farm, and I had no affinity for them.
It's kind of like when we stop long enough, though, to be with them. Animals, from you have a wonderful dog, and have had dogs, pets in your past, and it's when we stop long enough to really be present with them, they're amazing. And horses are, they're very intuitive. They can sense what we're feeling. They're just amazing animals, honestly.
Oh, yeah.
It's incredible.
They touch, how Jack could touch my soul. Just touch my soul like that. I was like, what is, and I remember asking him, what just happened?
Yes.
What
I know.
just happened?
Right.
Where did that come from? You know, because we had no plans. I had no expectations. I was like, okay, she wants me to do
But
this.
you were open, and I think that's the big thing, right?
Yeah.
It's something you have to be open to. And because once you get there, you can't help but be vulnerable in front of a horse. It does just open that door. And so, I've never yet have I seen a person be able to be guarded around a horse.
And the
Just
serenity.
haven't seen it.
you know,
Yes, the nature.
The nature, being out in nature, and it was just the perfect ambiance. Everything was just, you couldn't have planned it. It was,
Right.
it was fate, and it just happened.
Yeah, I couldn't have scripted it
Uh-uh.
any better. Like it was just, I mean, I was in awe and just
I was your first one,
so moved.
right?
You were my first one, yeah. Yeah.
Well, that was pretty traumatic.
But I went and I was open, I just thought, well, whatever is supposed to happen is what's going to happen. I knew you were open and really positive about it, and I still think about it. I still think about how powerful Jack, and then the horses I've met after, I'm just always in awe. They're just incredible. You know.
And to just think that Jack was a boarder,
Yeah,
that he was just there, and then that next week he was
yeah.
gone. I'm like,
That's not coincidence, I don't think.
and he wouldn't leave me alone. He just
He
would
wouldn't.
not leave me
No,
alone.
he was very present. I mean, he was in your face. Not in a bad way, not
No.
aggressive or anything.
Just hovering.
Yeah.
Just hovering. I'm like, okay. Yeah, it was, I'll never forget it. I look at his picture, and I'm there.
And all these things, parts of your transformation are redoing your house, remodeling your house. Will you talk about it? What's changed?
It's like my transformation is, the working out, the travel. I want to remodel my house. I have felt like I was a caregiver for many, many years with Les, and I felt like my life I was living in black and white, and now I'm adding some color to my house and pictures and yeah, it's just. And then these people tell me, I just want to sit next to you. I go, why? They go, okay, you got a bright light. There's an aura about you. There's a bright light.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. Is that surprising to you?
Yes.
Yeah. But
Yes.
wonderful, right? That's got to
Yeah,
feel
it's so
really
sweet.
good
It's so,
to hear that.
Yeah, it's so good to hear it. But I can, it's been a long journey from where I started, asking Rose, will I ever be happy again, to be joyful.
To experience that happiness today, right? And be like, wow, I feel joy.
I feel joy. I feel gratitude. I feel it's a strong desire for me to pay it forward. I do volunteer work.
Well, you've helped so much with the event, just getting items for my silent auction, for our silent auction. I mean, you've brought so many wonderful things to donate and have helped, you got 2 massages donated. So I could tell it's something that you really feel with your heart, that you're very passionate about supporting this nonprofit that's geared to help other people pay for equine-assisted services so they can experience some of the things that you did.
Well, Les had so much. We had paintings, we had painted horses, we had all these things, and I was like, I had not given any of them away, and I thought, wow, it's a good thing I didn't, because I found a new home for everything, and I just gave you some paintings and some painted horses, and just it's a cause that I believe in. It's something that helped me. It's something that healed me.
Yes.
And I don't know how or why, but it just transformed me. It was the beginning of my journey of transformation and healing. And if it can heal other people, then it's a worthy cause. It's something that I'm passionate about, and it's something I believe in.
Yeah. The good thing is you don't even have to know what words to put to it. What you experienced with Jack is beyond words. I mean, how do you even put words to any of that?
Yeah.
But it was a powerful experience. It was powerful for me to watch it,
I was
for
going
you
to
to
say,
experience it.
how was it for you watching?
It was powerful. You know, it just, I mean, I don't even know what words to put to it either, other than it was, you know, just to watch that healing take place. The other modality I use is EMDR, eye movement desensitization reprocessing. But this was that on steroids. Honestly, it was. And I never thought that I would find a modality that I could say that about. So now, recently I got trained to do equine-assisted EMDR. And I can hardly wait. Yeah, once the weather gets nicer, I'm going to do that. Maybe you can come and be,
Oh, I'd love to.
yeah, and experience. Since you've experienced EMDR and the equine, it'd be interested to see what you think about both together. And sometimes it's just a matter of doing EMDR with the horses present. Sometimes it's tapping them. It depends on the horse and what the horse is okay with.
It was just so odd that it was your first experience and it was my first
know.
experience. And we're like,
We don't know what to
we didn't
expect.
know. And you were
Yeah.
so quiet. You just let everything happen
Yes.
organically. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what just
I knew that I
happened to
needed
me?
to just, you were on such a roll that to interject anything I had to say would have been a disservice, because you were just, you know, you were just like that package unwrapping, and you were safe. I mean, you weren't,
Oh, yeah, I
you know,
felt
you weren't
safe.
in crisis
Yeah,
or anything,
uh-uh.
but you were having a lot of emotion, which is good. I was like, yay!
Because I felt very safe with
Yeah.
you and June there, and I was in this safe environment with this beautiful scenery and just stillness and serenity and tranquility. So I was like, okay,
I can do this. Yeah.
boom.
Yeah.
And then I was
What were the following days like for you? That evening?
I was exhausted.
Yeah.
I was
Okay.
just, and I was like, and I printed that picture of Jack's eye, and I have like, I made it like a little sentito for less, and I would put it right there so I would see it. And I just kept it there for a long time, and I was like, oh, honey, that was my connection to you. You couldn't. I connected through his love of horses.
Yeah. I'm sure he was there. I have no doubt. You know, which is a beautiful thing all in itself, too.
And now I feel that it's okay for me to be vulnerable. It's okay for people to see me cry. And if I want to heal, I have to release.
Yes. It's all about that. Or we don't move forward if we don't release. Yeah, I could say that I've seen you have a much easier time with that, like more willingness to release and just be present with whatever. I definitely have seen a change in you since that, in a good way.
Yeah.
A lot happened that day. Even if you say you were in that, for 20 minutes, that emotional state, mountains were moved, honestly.
It was the beginning. It was the beginning. It was the beginning of everything.
Yes.
Because I was wound up pretty tight.
You were wound up pretty tight. Well, look at the job you did for 38 years for the post office.
Yeah. Between that and I think being a caregiver, you have to be,
Right, yes,
doctor's
that's true too.
appointments and medication and this and this and this and very, regimented.
You have somebody's life in your hands.
Yeah, I felt very responsible.
Yeah. And so it was just kind of that nice coming off of that. You know,
And
that
I
was
just feel
needed.
like, I have my whole life to look forward to. As opposed to, will I ever be happy again? I'm like, of course I'm going to be happy again. Of course I'm going to be joyful and happy and be with people I love. And it's just...
And spread love. You spread so much love. You're such a giving, caring, compassionate person.
Oh, thank you.
And I mean, I didn't know you that well before your session with Jack, but I mean, that might be why you just expanded that too. I mean, I know that's different, that you're much more expressive with your kindness and your compassion than before that session. Well, probably too because you were so caught up in the grief. And then the session with Jack really helped, loosen a lot of that. That's probably what it is.
Grief can take a toll.
Oh, yes.
Grief and mourning can take a toll. And it took a toll on me for a year.
Yes.
A year of my life. And then this happened, and I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
My house is bright. My house is full of color. My life is, I'm going to Italy again in April with my sister, and I'll be going back to that chapel, and I will be sitting in that church, listening to that music, and just saying, okay, God, I'm here, thank you.
Well, imagine the experience it'll be this next time with all the work you've done on yourself. It'll probably be really even more powerful.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
Just my desire for just positive experiences. Hey, you want to try that? Sure. Why not?
Yeah, you're really open, and I think that's a beautiful thing. That shows how much you've unwound, because you're just so open and just willing to just live life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just live life.
I'm like, I have been given a second chance, and I just want to live life to the fullest and share my story and, let people know. I mean, I'm a normal person, and I had no expectations, and I didn't know what to expect, and I was given this gift.
You've even told the grief group that you...
Oh, yeah. I have a weekly grief group that I go to, and I said, I don't know how this happened, but this happened. And, and I'm so grateful that it happened to me, and what a gift it was for my Mary to do this for me. I said, we didn't know if it would work.
No.
We didn't know.
Yeah.
But...
hopefully they'll go to the documentary screening.
I know.
That'd be great for them to...
I took the flyer and I shared it with my group, and I'm like, because they're in pain.
Yes,
I'm like, this has helped me. Maybe it'll help you.
Yes.
Try to come and watch. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it takes an openness, and you really should be proud of yourself that you have been willing and open and, just even more so now, just like, okay, trusting the process that you're on, trusting the path that you're on, even after losing less,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 39 years of marriage is, you never forget. I will never forget him. I will love him forever.
Right.
And yet, I was given this gift, and I don't want to waste it.
Right, and re-establishing your own identity,
Mm-hmm.
which has been a beautiful thing, right? And something that you're allowing yourself to do, and embracing the new you. Anything from remodeling the house according to what is appealing to you. Yes.
Yeah, I don't have to ask, what do you think about this color? I just...
you just do it.
Uh-huh.
You want that color on that wall? Psh, that's what you want. I think that's amazing.
Yeah, I know my family has seen a change in me. I think at first they were kind of worried. I'm like, calling me every day. I know they were all talking about me in the background, but, it's out of love and concern. And I think they know I'm going to be okay now. And I know I'm going to be okay now.
Oh, yes.
I know I'm on my way, and I know I just want to live in the moment and squeeze every bit of living that I can out of each day. I want to, I just want to be, I can look at his picture, and I can see Jack's eye, and I was like, oh, my God.
Yeah, you can still feel that.
I
feel him.
I can still feel him. I can. It comes back like that. And I'm just so grateful that you took a chance to take me there, because
you and Jack really had that special connection in that space and time. It's just incredible. And that's something that doesn't leave you, That's something for you to harness and always go back to if you have those moments when you need to, or even just to recall the time that you spent with him. That's a very special time that I believe no human can give you, right? That's how animals are. They give to us things that no human can give to us. They are there unconditionally, and it's beautiful.
Yeah, it was a miracle to watch of all the horses. How many horses would you say were there?
9.
and for him to come, and I'm sitting under a tree, in the shade, and for of all of them, he comes and just stood there, and I'm like, okay, who you?
Yeah.
It was my Jack.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, wow.
And I mean, he had his head, there was no way you could avoid him. I mean, not that you would want to, but I mean, his head, their heads are so enormous.
Yeah. Yeah. It was just the most magical, most healing process I've ever been through.
In closing, what would you want to say to anybody contemplating, doing a session, having a equine coaching or psychotherapy session? What do you think would be helpful, like a helpful message to give them?
I would just say be open and have no expectations. And animals are miracle workers.
Yes.
And they touch your heart and they touch your soul.
Yes.
And, don't be like me and be closed, for all that time. Give yourself a chance.
Yes.
And let yourself be exposed to a healing process so you can experience a transformation and the joy and the magic, of living and being present. Life
is magical. It really is, if we allow it to be.
Yeah.
Even through the hard times, life can be very challenging.
Yeah, but it was you gave me a gift. You and Jack gave me. How you thought of doing this for me, I don't know of all.
I don't know either, because I didn't ask everybody. I didn't ask all the people I know. I don't know. I think it's kind of divinely orchestrated, right?
I would just say you were deserving. And you were deserving, and give yourself an opportunity and go in with no expectations and let this happen for you.
Yes.
Be blessed with this gift. I am forever grateful. I will forever be grateful to you and Jack.
And not forget. I'll never forget that day.
No.
That was pretty incredible.
No.
Yeah.
I'll never. I could see it like it was yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm there.
What a nice thing to revisit.
Yeah.
Right.
That makes me smile. And then my Waylon, seeing me crying like a baby, and he's just sitting there with me. Animals are so.
He stayed there the whole time.
He did. Yeah. I didn't know him from anything. He's the first time he met me, and he would not leave me. I'm like,
He knew what you needed.
Yeah.
That extra comfort,
I would say to people, you are deserving, and you need. If you're like me and you're struggling and you need a healing, give yourself a chance. Give yourself this opportunity.
Try this kind of modality.
Try this. Be open, be receptive. And
even if somebody's afraid of horses, there's ways, that you can, it doesn't mean that you have to start right in the pen with the horse. Like, there's all kinds of ways, and I just want to tell people that there's all kinds of ways, right? So don't ever let that hold you back. If you're afraid of horses, don't let that be the thing that holds you back, because there's ways to work around it.
Yeah, because I'm the least horse person. Les was the horse person, not me. I mean, I would ride, but I didn't know how to ride. I would just hang on. I'm like, whoa! But he was the rider, but yet I was like, well, maybe this will connect me with him.
Right.
And it did.
Right. And it's groundwork, right? Like some equine-assisted therapists do therapeutic riding, but the work that I do is called groundwork, where you're on the ground with the horse. We don't ever mount the horse. It's all on the ground. And so you're really like eye to eye with the horse, which is incredible in itself. That 1,200-pound animal.
No, it was.
You weren't intimidated to be? No, you weren't. That's great.
No, I was. It was the just the tranquility of being there. And I was like, well, okay, And then he comes, and I'm like, who you? This is Jack. And it just, it was just the most magical healing experience I've ever felt. It came at a time when I desperately needed it.
Right. Yes.
Desperately needed it.
Well, I'm glad you could come today and relive all of that, and me too, relive it. Such a beautiful, beautiful experience, and share it with all that will see this podcast. And I think that's amazing. Thank you so much, and we'll see you for the event.
I will.
I'll see you sooner than the event.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I bought some tickets, and my friends are coming, and
Oh,
I told them my
nice.
stories. And I said, "Come on, let's go to this. I want you to see this. This is so cool. You're just not, And they've watched me, and they've seen my. I'm like, wow, I've come a long way.
Well, and the documentary is it has other people sharing, so you'll be able to relate to the people in the documentary. You'll feel like you're talking that same language. They also have had similar experiences, and take your tissue.
Yeah.
Because it made me cry when I saw it. Wow. In good, beautiful ways. It was very inspiring and touched my heart, touched my soul. Yes, so be sure and take your
I just
Kleenex.
wanted to thank you for having me.
You're so welcome.
Hope my story will help others.
I think it will. I think it will, and I'll be showing people for not only now leading up to the event, but it gives me a podcast really for any of the counselors here. If they have a client that's thinking about equine and they're not really sure, it's a great show to give them to see, look, this, you have nothing to fear. This is really amazing. And if you are fearful, we can work around that,
There's nothing to fear. It happens naturally and organically.
Yes, yes.
It's the most healing experience I've ever had in my life.
Yes, yeah.
And it's opened so many doors.
Yes, it has. I've seen it. And we laugh, because, used to, I would talk and it would just move past you.
Yeah, I can see you talk. I know her lips are moving like this.
She's all tuning me out. But now you actually
whatever.
listen and respond, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, and thank you all, and we will see you soon.